Shabbat Shalom. I'm Cantor David Proser of Kempsville Conservative Synagogue, Kehillat Bet HaMidrash in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And this is our Torah portion for the Shabbat of Saturday, May 1st, 2021, corresponding to the 19th day of Iyar, 5781. We thank Rabbi Joseph Prauser, Rabbi Adam Rosenbaum, Rabbi Joyce Newmark, and the United Synagogue Torah Spark series for their various teachings and publications on this week's Parsha. This Shabbat, May 1, as we stand about 2/3 through Sefirat HaOmer, the period during which we count off the 49 days between Pesach and Shavuot, we read the very Parsha which contains the instructions for this count. Parshat Emor begins on page 717 of the Eitz Chaim Chumash and page 513 of the Hertz. Much of the Parsha is dedicated to the special obligations and elevated status of the Israelite priest, the Kohen. Reflecting the Jewish people's preeminent concern with life and godly behavior in this world, and perhaps as a reaction against the Egyptian preoccupation with funeral rites and afterlife, the Kohen is forbidden direct contact with dead bodies as a source of ritual contamination. An exception is made only in cases where the priest is a primary mourner. The sanctity of the priesthood is also expressed through marital restrictions. The Kohen is forbidden to marry either a divorced woman or a woman defiled by harlotry. The daughter of a Kohen who engages in defiling sexual behavior thereby commits a capital offense, as her conduct impugns her father's sanctity. Even more restrictive obligations are enumerated for the high priest. He may not defile himself through contact with the dead, even in order to mourn for his mother or father. He may not cut the corners of his beard. He may marry only a virgin, not, for example, a widow. A priest is prevented from offering sacrifices by virtue of any of a variety of physical deformants, blemishes, scars, or injuries. Similarly, a Kohen may not partake of the sacred donations which are his priestly perks should he be in a temporary state of ritual impurity. A number of additional laws regarding the offering and the sacrifices of thanksgiving are given. Animals offered for sacrifice may not have a physical defect, must be at least 8 days old, and cannot be offered on the same day as its parents. God instructs Moshe to teach the people about Shabbat and the festivals, Pesach, Shavuot, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot, a calendar of observances introduced by a repetition of the sacred nature of the weekly Shabbat. As we discussed earlier, the commandment to count the days between Pesach and Shavuot is also included. The chapter serves as the Torah reading for the second day of Passover and for both the first and second days of Sukkot. In keeping with Emor's priestly theme, chapter 24 discusses the kindling of the menorah in the sanctuary, as well as the requirement that 12 loaves of bread be placed on the sanctuary table together with aromatic frankincense. The Parsha concludes with a narrative of a man with an Israelite mother and an Egyptian father who blasphemes God's name. God orders Moshe to have the man executed by stoning, and blasphemy is established as a capital crime. Capital as well as lesser proportional punishments are also prescribed for homicide and for inflicting grievous injury on either humans or livestock. The Haftorah for the Shabbat is from the teachings of the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 44, verses 15 to 31, beginning on page 735 of the Eitz Chaim Chumash and page 528 of the Hertz. The prophet reveals his vision of the new Jerusalem and the new temple that are to arise when the Babylonian captivity ends. To maintain Israel's ideals of holiness and purity, the prophet emphasizes that the future priests must not permit any violation of these ideals. And he further defines the duties and responsibilities, thus connecting this Haftorah with the Torah Sedra, which regulates the life and the work of the priests. Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to subscribe, to like, to hit the notification bell so you'll always know when we post new content, and feel free to leave comments below. Thank you again. Shabbat Shalom.